Hello and welcome back to round two of the event to end all events. I am Dylan Brown again, and this time I'm joined by
Matt Ensign.
and Matt is also judging this event. So this is a nice little sneak peek behind the curtain, figure out what's going on the other side.
Look, the other side is always going to be a little bit more complicated.
Yeah, look, I get to yap all day. You have to deal with people yapping. It's a whole thing.
Look,
How many rulings have you had today about Deadpool?
Deadpool itself is about half of my ruling so far already.
I would expect that. Deadpool, very complicated card. Doesn't exactly do what it says on the card, and most players don't really understand how layers work, which is going to be a bit of a problem for you guys, having to constantly, how does my card work again? How does my card work?
Often it's, how does my opponent's card work? I need to read their text box and I don't understand it. Please help.
Yeah, this card is a bit of a nightmare. We haven't seen it on coverage yet, though, and I don't think we're going to see it today, or at least this round. We have Tyrone Phillips on Goblins versus Rowan Millers on Bant Dual Shops. So it looks like players are ready to go, so we're going to throw straight down to the feature match here. And the Goblins combo deck we're looking at, it looks like we're going to mull to 6. We've done a quick check of Tyrone's list. There is a Mox Ruby, we've got City of Traders and Ancient Tomb as our fast mana kind of engine to power out things like Muxus, which is basically the headliner of this deck. But then we've also got the Kiki Jiki combo with Conspicuous Snoop.
Whole way, let's go.
Exactly. And then on Rowan's side, we have Bant Dual Shops. So we're just going to have a quick look at the deck list here. Okay. So we've got blue for things like Stock Up. We have green for things like sowing Mycospawn. We've got Portable Hole as the white. We've got the Talisman of Unity and Curiosity to help pay for this. We have a card called Thunderhawk Gunship that I have honestly never seen in my life.
We'll see how that looks on
So
camera.
I might pull that up.
Pull that one up.
See what Thunderhawk... It's got a name that honestly evokes some imagery. So let me have a look at Thunderhawk Gunship. There it is. Okay.
Looks like we've kept our 6-card hand here.
And we're starting on a Verdant Catacombs. So cards should be showing up.
Oh, Workshop off the bat.
Oh.
Workshop
And
Talisman?
is this a 7 that we're keeping? No, this must have been a Mulder 6 because Rowan was on the draw. So turn 1 Workshop Talisman map.
Looks like Rowan kept his 7. Still got 5 cards in hand.
Okay, there we go. And we're going to go fetching from Tyrone. Now, we do have at least one Surveyor land in the list. We've got a Raucous Theatre, so we might be looking for that if we didn't have a turn 1 play. There it is.
Cold shot.
Cold shot. That's why they pay me the big bucks. So this is an interesting matchup. I've not seen these two decks ever play against each other, personally. So I'm keen to see how this goes. What is your gut feeling on this?
When I'm looking at these two deck lists, it seems to me like this Bant Dual Shops deck is going to be able to build a pretty significant board presence pretty quickly, especially with all this fast mana from the Workshop start. So I'd be looking out for the Goblins combo deck to try and go full combo here.
Yeah, we want to be rushing on this. I think we wanted more pressure than we probably originally started with.
Moria Marauders.
That is Moria Marauders.
Classic Lord of the Rings cards.
Lord of the Rings galore. Matt, a known Universes Beyond hater, but unfortunately he's the one who knows exactly what this card is because you played at the Pro Tour that this card was in.
I did. I actually got soundly beaten by this card at the Pro Tour in my second draft.
Well, look, let's hope that that Tyrone is just as lucky as your opponent is, and this Moria Marauders gets to go all the way. But that is
Ballista
a
for 3.
huge Ballista on turn 2.
Sorry, little goblin.
And if Tyrone doesn't have a way to answer this Ballista, this is going to get out of hand really, really quickly. We're going to be able to constantly pump this thing up, and most of the Goblins have a pretty miserable stat line unless they are in clumps with Lords. But once again, the Lords also have pretty miserable stat lines.
Over here we have multiple bodies.
Bog War Marshal, love it, but small bodies. And it looks like Tyrone's running out of gas and has kind of gotten a bit flooded. I see 2 more lands in the hand, plus what looked like a Boggart Trawler.
It will make it quite difficult. Boggart Trawler, City of Traders, and another fetch land.
The good thing about this Goblins deck is we have access to 6 mana. So Muxus off the top is always going to be a good thing that we can be doing. So I'll pull up Muxus as well, because this is the whole reason, really, to be in Goblins in the 7-point format. Goblins is not exactly something that is going to naturally compete on power level with things like all these combo decks, all these Grixis decks, but Muxus gives you not only a massive burst of mana, it gives you so many Goblins that just come into play when I'm pretty sure almost every card in Tyrone's deck says the word Goblin in the name, definitely in the creature type.
Well, the vast majority definitely say the name. This Tezzeret, Edge of Eternities. What are
This
we finding?
is Cruel Captain looking for a
Mana
Mana
Vault?
Vault. Very pretty Mana Vault too. Very, very pretty Mana Vault.
You a fan of the Masterpiece Mana Vaults?
Look, the masterpieces get me one way or another. There are some that I think are absolutely gorgeous, and others that are just too gaudy for me. But it also is one of those things, when you foil out a deck, or you go for like as pretty as possible, are you gonna get the same one? Because these Masterworks are a lot of money too. Is this a kicked Microspawn? No, it's just, okay, it's not kicked. This is a lot of mana that Rowan's been able to develop in just 3 turns. This is crazy. I love these shops decks when they have their good draws. And it looks like we're looking at an Urza's Saga here, playing more of a grindy game plan. We have a Tron land in hand.
Is that also a monolith?
It may be. It's hard to tell. Rowan is keeping his cards very close to the chest here. But yeah, very powerful board here already. Ballista very easily able to take out both of the creatures in play if they wanted to.
I'd be looking to try and generate a few more points of mana there. Maybe possibly find something going infinite.
Oh, here we go. We do have Academy being brought to the front. No, back to the Saga? Okay. There are a lot of unique lands in this shop's deck. We saw the Talon Gates of Madara as an option there as well. There's going to be Abstergo Entertainment, I'm almost certain of. And that is possibly one of the worst case scenarios for Tyrone here, is drawing an extra land. And this is Den of the Bugbear.
At least this one is also a goblin.
Yeah, you know what? It makes goblins. That's pretty good. Not going to have a shortage of creatures, to be fair. We don't pay the Echo cost on the Mog War Marshal, so we're going to get another token here. And we're going to get the Bogart Trawler, get rid of that.
Unfortunately, another
Sentry.
3-1.
Yeah, exactly.
This Ballista's doing a good job holding down this fort.
Yeah, Ballista is cleaning up house on this board. And honestly, if we had an advantage bar available to us, it would be so heavily in Rowan's favor, it might be off the screen, to be honest.
Portable hole off the top.
So there we go. We get to the Tezzeret to effectively be plus
That's
0.
Tower, Brushland, and a portable hole.
There we go. Brushland. Yeah, I think it was I think Volty was the one who started pioneering this, like the at least green-white shops, and then Rowan's taken it a step further, adding in blue for things like stock up, which, you know, when you've got such big bursts of mana and then you don't have anything to do with it, that's always the worst feeling, playing these big mana decks. But stock up's going to give you an option, and all these redundant shooters. We're going to get another one of our fancy lands. What are we looking for here?
In the Academy for sure, right?
Yes.
With the
Oh,
Ballista in
baby.
play, Academy just seems like the go-to land.
This feels like you're a chess coach, you know, by day. Would you say this is check or checkmate at this point in the game?
It does feel like a checkmate, but there is the seaming out of Muxus off the top.
Yeah, I
Or
think
one of the matron-style tutors to go and find it.
Yeah, exactly. And like, we're not completely out of the game, but it is looking really, really rough. I think Tyrone probably is going to get 2 more draw steps from here. And if neither of them are Muxus or a matron, we are gone.
I think this might be heading to sideboards pretty soon, unfortunately.
Yeah, and luckily, Tyrone does have some pretty good sideboard options for this matchup. We're looking at it now. We've got Blood Moon, we've got Collector Oof
is looking pretty good.
we
yeah.
have Goblin Trashmaster,
And a Null Rod.
Magus of the Moon. We're not short on ways to beat up on the unfair big mana strategies. So, you know, Tyrone came prepared, and this might be just a case of sometimes you're going to get me game 1, you know? Maybe I'd rather have
there's
my
the
deck.
Mox.
Pretty. A lot of points invested in that, but, you know, Goblins is definitely at its best when it's able to get on the board quick and develop these overwhelming presences. But unfortunately, this Ballista is just absolutely saying no to a lot of this. So this is 3 mana. We're going to make a Construct. We're going to be looking at a 4/4 here. So likely going to see Construct in front of the Den, Ballista in front of the Goblins.
Let's hopefully there's no mistake here by taking counter off.
Yeah, for sure. And I think we're just going to let the Tezzeret die. I think the power of the Ballista is more impactful than the actual, you know, saving the Tezzeret and maybe trying to get another tutor out of it, given how powerful our board is already.
It's definitely one of those lessons you only learn once.
Yeah, exactly. And as a judge, you see this very frequently.
Time in, time out. I've done it myself.
Okay, so looks like we are in Rowan's main phase with the probably
No,
the...
we're-
Oh, no, we're
we're
in
untapping.
upkeep. Okay, so we're untapping the Mana Vault to not pay the life there with the 4 mana. And then
Lodestone Golem.
we're going to look at this Urza's Saga. We are
What
going
are
to
we
make another
finding?
Construct. Ooh, what are we going to find off this? I don't think we're short on any form of mana. So I would assume it's going to be something maybe like a I mean, he's pulling Candelabra to the
Candelabra
front here.
seems pretty good. Make
I
this
would think
Ballista
maybe even a Shadow Spear, just to really put yourself out of reach of anything that could possibly happen here.
gone for the Shadow Spear. Well,
There we
well
go.
played.
That's why they pay me the big bucks, baby. Yeah, look, with this Shadow Spear being put onto the construct, we are looking at, what are we now, 6? 6 power plus the 1 from the Shadow Spear itself. So it's going to be plus, it'll be a 7/7 lifelink trampler. That's really going to feel like this game is going to be put out of way.
Lodestone.
And this shuts off the answer for Muxus as well, because Lodestone's going to make the Muxus cost 7. So I think we're basically saying this is going to be the end of the game, unfortunately. Well, I mean, or fortunately if you're Rowan.
Look, it does leave more time for these sideboarding games where Tyrone should have far more interaction for this very unfair shop stack.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, and that's going to be the concession there. Yeah, okay, so let's get into these sideboards. What does Rowan have for this kind of matchup? Because there is definitely the possibility that Tyrone is able to, you know, have a turn 1 or 2 hate piece in the form of like Magus of the Moon, Collector Roof, Null Rod to really, you know, shut Rowan down. Does Rowan have any options for this? We're just gonna have a look at the deck list in a second and see what we can figure out. Ah, here we go. We've got the deck list up on the screen. So I'm assuming this Get Lost has to come in here. The Witch Enchanter I wouldn't hate as well. Thief of Existence.
The Archon of Mirror could be an interesting option.
Yeah, I don't hate the
Green
Archon
things
either.
come into play tapped. Shuts off the haste angles.
It's gonna shut off Muxus as well, really hard. Interesting to have the Khan the Great Creator in the sideboard. It does disincentivize you from having, you know, your entire sideboard made up of artifacts. So maybe we can trim on some of the spicier artifacts in the main, bring the Khan in other matchups. I don't think this is going to be the matchup where you particularly care about it.
I do believe that has been the plan for most of these green-white chop stacks of late.
Interesting, okay.
I'd let you have more impactful colored sideboard cards that you can bring in for your matchups. Let you take out some of your main deck combo pieces, but you can still have access to them just with your single Khan.
And then we see the collection of incredible lands that this shop stack is all built around. We've got, you know, Gaia's Cradle, City of Traders, Urza's Saga, Planar Nexus, recently pointed, Workshop, Academy. You've even got, you know, Urza's Cave and Urza's Workshop. A lot of workshops and, you know, a lot of construction going on.
Did we just type in Urza's in our land search and just said all in?
All in, all of them. Okay, and yeah, here we go. This is Tyrone's list popping up here.
Oh, our Collector Roof is looking like an all-star right now.
Instantly. I think we're bringing in Oof, Trashmaster, Magus, Blood Moon, Null Rod. So we've got a lot of really heavy impact cards here. And then some of these Goblins that are not going to be, you know, looking too crash hot are probably coming out as well. So
How do you feel about the Fury in this matchup?
I think Fury's got to go. I think, you know, even though it's a free spell that's going to be able to kill, you know, maybe a Construct token, maybe a Lodestone Golem, that kind of thing, I think a lot of the creatures are just going to quickly outscale this, especially the Saga tokens, that maybe the Fury doesn't even get to hit something. And I'd rather have more of a heavy impact card in that slot.
With Tyrone on the play, there may be the option of just going really wide really quickly and then having Fury to try and clear up any blocker that gets played.
True, I could see that as an angle as well.
It does feel like he's going to try and go more of the controlling route, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Try and put a lot of these shut your deck down style sideboard bullets in.
For sure, for sure. I mean, we could even see the... Oh, sorry, the Pick Your Poison was in Rowan's sideboard, not in Tyrone's. I was about to say, Pick Your Poison also another all-star into the Shops deck, but...
All-star into the Goblins matchup? Maybe
not so much.
Not so good. It is an answer to that Null Rod.
Look, sometimes Goblins fly. Okay, we've had Goblin Catapult. There is definitely like a Goblin Kite Sailor or something like that. Basically, if you find like Goblin plus job title and you find like search that, it's going to be a Magic card.
What if I just throw my Goblins?
Yeah, see?
Does that count as flying?
We've got many of them. Goblins are notorious little shitters that run around and do silly things.
Sling Gang Lieutenant, that helps, right?
Exactly. You've got a catapult in the art.
Okay, we'll get that. Shuffling up, getting ready for game 2.
Yeah, I think Tyrone being on the play here is going to help quite a lot. I mean, obviously it was on the play game 1, but now we have more impactful cards. We're actually going to be able to, you know, fight as unfairly into Rowan as possible.
Hopefully we get to keep 7 this time.
Fingers crossed. And also, Rowan registers this deck knowing the game 1 is so good against so many matchups, and then knowing how many people have, you know, 4 to 5 sideboard cards dedicated for anti-artifacts, anti-combo, and anti-land stuff. You're in for a rough game 2 and 3 a lot of the time, but you sign up for this, you know? It's like when you play like Dredge in Vintage.
I was about to say, it's the old Dredge prospect.
Exactly.
I win every game 1, I just have to squeak out a game 2 or 3 somewhere.
Exactly. Rowan loves a little bit of stressful gameplay. Okay,
A
so
little bit better.
we've got, looks like Draconautics Engineer in the hand, Blood Crypt. Oh
2 land hands.
yeah, we have
Is that
a...
a sharpshooter?
It does look like a sharpshooter, yeah. Goblin Chieftain, I think, is at the very back there as well.
Yeah, it's a Goblin Chieftain.
And then on Rowan's side, from what I can see... Oh, is this the Mobilize Goblin as well in hand? So Skirt
Good
Prospector. Now, interestingly, Mobilize, you sack the token at end of turn, correct?
Yes.
And so you're going to be able to, utilize that. Oh, but they're soldiers, and Prospector only sacrifices goblins for mana. That could have been a nice little combo if, I actually knew how to play Magic. So looking at Rowan's hand, looks like I can see Tezzeret, Trinisphere, Boseiju. That looks like the Get Lost we were talking
And we've
about.
got the Lodestone Golem.
Planar Nexus, and then one of the lands that's from Edge of Eternities. I can't tell if it's like Gemstone. It wouldn't be a Gemstone Caverns because that would have already been put into play. It might be like Ancient Tomb or City of Traders, one of the two. And our Planar Nexus operating as all named lands means it is also Urza's Mine and Urza's Tower. So this power plant's going to tap for 2 mana on turn 2. Pretty nice. We get to lock out this Trinisphere early. But we're just going to play a 3-drop anyway. Shove. Look at that. Tyrone is ready.
Time-honored tradition, goblins go sideways.
Can't be mad. Here you go. Life total dropping all the way down to 10 off that attack. Yeah, look. Rowan.
I don't know if this Lodestone Golem's going to cut it.
I don't think so either. That is a workshop off the top, though, which is huge. That is a very big pickup. But
No white source for this Get Lost, which means the Goblin Chieftain's going to stick around.
we can filter mana through the Planar Nexus, I believe. So we do potentially have the option for this Get Lost. But we're actually making our own Get Lost cost more mana because of our own Trinisphere. It is not a one-way effect. That is symmetrical. So yeah, Planar Nexus I'm going to put up on the screen here as well, if it lets me, which is every non-basic land type. It can filter into colored mana for, a bit of a cost. There's the Lodestone Golem. So it looks like that's an Eldrazi Temple was the Edge of Eternity's land. Interesting, okay.
Did we get the land off the top?
We
We've got the Lieutenant in hand, but we're one short.
not have the land. But I think once again, Tyrone is just going to turn everything 90 degrees and send a message.
Well, we've always got the option of sacking a Goblin for a red mana.
True. We can just get the Lieutenant down there. Oh, I love the finger math. When players start pulling out the finger math.
It's the post-combat Lieutenant, sack everything.
Yeah. Not the Prospector. Clever.
Not risking it.
Clever.
Take 6, drop to 4,
And then sack.
sack everything.
Prospector, baby. Pew, pew, pew. Bang, bang. All right.
Very quick, very smooth.
That's exactly what Tyrone needed, right? We needed a slightly slower start from Rowan. And even then, we say slower start. He has a turn 2 Trinisphere on the draw. He has a turn 3 Lodestone Golem. Your spells cost 100 mana, but not enough.
I guess we're looking for that turn 1 Trinisphere.
Yeah, exactly. Workshop off the top on turn 3 as well. Just
We did draw the workshop, just touch too late.
Them's the breaks. And Tyrone beating the brakes off Rowan right there. All right. Tyrone's got a bit more pep in their step. Let's see how game 3 is going to go.
With shops on the play, this could be a little bit more difficult for Tyrone. I think he may need to be finding some of those sideboard cards this time around.
I would expect a more aggressive mulligan pattern for sure. Because, yeah, these big mana decks, the more time they have, the advantage scales so aggressively. I'm pretty sure, from knowing you for close to 20 years now, these would be two of the decks you would hate to play against the most on any deck you would happily play in a tournament.
I will have you know, I have played Goblins at Nationals,
Once.
and I top 8'd that Nationals playing my Mono Ray Goblins. Let's go.
Which is, people who don't know you from that long ago, this was Nationals in 2010, I believe, maybe 2009.
It was 10, maybe 11.
Okay, around that
around
time
that time.
period, yeah. No one would believe you if they hadn't met you in the last 10 years that you would have ever registered Goblin Guide in a Magic tournament.
Any new Magic player who's come from the Arena Age would never believe.
No.
You have to be there to experience.
Yeah, you'd be like, yeah, Matt used to play Goblins at Nationals, and they'd be like, how did he fit islands in the Goblins deck?
I will find a way.
Matt notoriously known in almost every circle in Australia as Esper Singlet Giga Chad, because there's two things known about this man, is that he always wears a singlet and he only plays Esper colors. The singlet's currently under the shirt he's wearing.
It's very unfortunate, but it's there.
The only time in 20 years I've seen you without a singlet on was at your own wedding. And at that point, what were you wearing?
I was wearing my formal singlet, also known as a vest. Ooh, very interesting. We're relying heavily on this lackey.
Oh my god. One land hand lackey, and yeah, Tyrone drumming the table, being like, don't do anything. I mean, turn one Spire of Industries.
He did draw the Muxus. Lackey into Muxus.
Oh my
be
god, that's
game
huge.
over. Let's see what we've got.
We have a very slow start from Tyrone. Like, we have turn one Spire of Industries, which doesn't, inspire anything. But we do have City of Traders. So do we have a blocker for 3 mana, or...
Tezzeret.
Okay. Okay. Does Tezzeret have a way to interrupt this lackey for 0? We're looking up the list now to see. But I really don't know if we have a way to stop this lackey. And if this hits, and Muxus comes into play on turn 2, that just might be...
Turn 2 Muxus seems pretty insane.
Oh, yep, he's just getting Mana Vault here.
That is going to be real risky. Let's
Swing.
see this
You.
Muxus.
I love the point. Boom!
Oh, here we
Muxus.
go. Turn 2 Muxus.
All right. Flip it, baby. Here we go. How many goblins are coming into play? Oh, no, it's
3
only
lands.
3.
At least the munitions
Sorry,
expert.
no, sorry, it's 4. It's 4. Because
the Ignoble Hierarch, yep.
also a goblin now. And
Yes.
Trash Master. I
Yeah.
believe that's a Trash Master at the top.
Munitions expert, Trash Master.
Huh, combination gaming. Bang, Tezzeret's gone.
Do we have enough mana to cast it on all his dust? This may be a little difficult.
Potentially. I mean, do we have the All Is Dust in hand? It looks like we have the Nugan.
We've got Nugan. All right. So here's an 8-drop, though.
And this is a massive board. This is huge. Trashmaster not only pumping other goblins, but having the ability to sack a goblin to destroy an artifact too, means this prison strategy that Rowan could try to assemble is going to be really hard to actually keep the mana flowing, especially with this Mana Vault. I don't know if Rowan expected the Tezzeret to die this turn. I mean, pretty lucky to hit the munitions expert, but you can see deep in the tank now.
Look, the lackey dropping in the Muxus is always going to feel rough.
Yeah.
It looks like we're going to be a little bit short with the portable hole coming a bit too late.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the portable hole as well. And, I mean, we'd have to play the Mana Vault and then play the portable hole, taking a life off the Spire, because we don't have an artifact currently in play. But yeah, I think the damage is just done here. This is an crazy start from Tyrone. From how rough Game 1 looked to seeing how dominant Games 2 and 3 have been.
Look, this is the power of Goblin Lucky. It's been a menace for so long.
Tyrone just with the classic office look at the camera smile, like, yep.
We did it. We did it.
Just how I drew it up, baby.
Rowan is going through the same finger math this time.
Yep. How did I get here? It's just wrong. Abstergo Entertainment. City of Traders gone. We're still floating 1 mana. We got a reader. Look, to be honest, I'm going to pull that one up too, because Abstergo Entertainment, very new card from Assassin's Creed, and sees almost no play anywhere else. But it is quite an interesting card that is graveyard hate, but also lets you rebuy historic permanents. So a lot of the times you'll see decks, with these shop strategies, they'll try and recycle some lands. So they'll
casting a Kozilek's Command?
No, this looks like an Eldrazi Confluence.
Confluence.
Interesting choice. Okay. So we're going to sack the Muxus to blow up the Mana Vault, and we're going to lose the Trashmaster to the Confluence. So I believe Eldrazi Confluence gives -3/-3 to...
+3/-3.
+3/-3. Okay, so it's the same as the Eldrazi weird pump spell that used to be used as a removal spell in Modern at the same time as well. Hold up.
So we've cast a portable hole.
But we don't have an artifact to make the white mana. We might want to pause the game there for a second.
Did we float the white mana in response to the...
Yeah, the mana wasn't floated
sacrifice?
because he's tapped the Spire of Industry.
Yeah, we said we're tapping in response to the sacking. Yeah, we
Okay, sure. The players are saying, I verbally said it, which obviously we can't hear from the feature match, but then he's made the manual action after it's gone. So that's fine. If the players are understanding what's going on, this is one of the things that, unfortunately, for coverage, we're the eye in the sky. We can see all the hidden information as well. We can't hear anything. So we don't get to get that aspect from the players. So all is above board, that's fine. And seemingly, Rowan's able to dismantle a large part of the board there. The Lackey's gone, the Muxus is gone, the Trashmaster's gone.
It's a lot of power that's been removed.
A lot of power. Now, we still have 6 cards in hand, and they're all dudes. Every single card in Tyrone's hand is a creature. That's the Moria Marauder from last game as well.
Do you reckon we'll see the Walking Blister off the top, just like game 1?
I hope not. Ooh, okay. So,
Matron?
Matron versus Arid Meter. Matron going into exile there.
What else can we see?
I can see a Death Ray Shaman, a Draconautics Engineer. There's the Conspicuous Snoop. And that looks like a Horde Master. And I think it's still that Mobilized Goblin, which is about to come into play. So there we go. Mobilized Goblin, baby, off the fetch land. All right, Rowan gets another turn, which did not look likely, given how powerful Tyrone's turn 2 was.
The Eldrazi command confluence off the top
Was huge.
Was very, very, very crucial.
Is that Pick Your Poison? Rowan did bring it in. There you go. As a combo answer for...
Needed the answer to Null Rod.
Or Blood Moon as well, being a flexible option there. No Goblins with Flying in play at the moment, though.
Disappointing.
Ah, damn. And unfortunately, this is one of those things with cards like Pick Your Poison, as versatile and
back
power.
with no land drop.
Oh, that's rough. And the hand is powerful from Rowan, but there's just no way to get any of it done. The Pick Your Poison isn't going to do anything here. And yep, there's the Horde Master. And that's the game.
The power of Goblins.
Muxus, Lackey.
Ah, Lackey. The power of Lackey. Uncontested Lackey. I remember the days when it was the Skirk Prospectors. You're like, okay, that's fair enough. Then the Siege Gang Lieutenant came out. And they're like, all right, Muxus into Lieutenant, let's go.
That's pretty rough.
And then this Muxus card comes out.
I remember playing Legacy when Goblins was a real threat in that format. And you would be playing like, you know, Sultai Cascade or these decks, and you would specifically play more green fetch lands so you could fetch for Dried Arbor to block, because back in the day, our cards sucked. We had no good cards back in Legacy.
If you had a way to block that Lackey that game...
100%. Your Lackey can turn into Strip Mine, and I'm more than happy for that, just because, please, God, don't put a Siege Gang Commander in. I cannot beat that card.
And now it's do not put the Muxus in.
Yeah, now, like, look, Magic is a very different game than it was back in, 2010. I think for the better. In some aspects, for the worse in others, but it does mean that, the more powerful cards get, formats especially like 7 Point, where everything is legal. It has a point limit, so some things might not be legal together, but you do get access to every card. The fact that more cards are coming out that are more powerful means we get more diversity, we get more seeming rotation in a format that is eternal legal.
Well, there's just more synergies available, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, more cards printed means there's always going to be more combos found. There's going to be more of these niche little interactions that get picked up. I mean, you look at cards like Amulet of Vigor, that came out in World Week, and nothing happened with that card for like 4 years until someone finally was psychotic enough to be like, oh, hey, Primeval Titan, and bounce
These
lands.
two cards, they might work well together.
Yeah, right? So there's even these hidden interactions that we might not ever see, but Magic is a very big game now. People are constantly innovating on it. And we're going to start seeing more of these exciting strategies that incorporate some of these older cards, which is my personal favorite part of 7 Point. It's just getting to play with cards that have been forgotten by the land of time.
I will never forget that Goblin Lackey.
Yeah, I don't think Rowan is either. He's going to go and tell his mates and be like, fucking Lackey. But look, looks like we're all good for the end of round 2. We're going to throw it over to Sam Loy, and hope you guys enjoy, and we'll be back later on for round 3. So stay tuned.
To you guys today. We have been working really hard on the event and all events and in running events in Australia in general. And one of the things that has happened recently is that we have All Interactive Distribution come on as our organised play partners to make these events happen more consistently at such a high level for all you guys. And with that in mind, we have an announcement trailer from them, and we'll like to run it now. Exciting stuff. Thanks so much for AID for their continued support. We love them as a company. We love supporting Australian Magic players and Magic events, and they're really helping us to do that. So anyone who's in the room today will see some of their banners up around here, but that's going to continue with us, and we're very happy to have them as our partners. Additionally, we're working with a new MTG and TCG play platform called Gerudo. Gerudo launched in Atlanta at MagicCon recently, so they're a newish sort of platform, but they allow you to play Magic the Gathering and things like that through your webcam if you can't be with the people you want to play with. Particularly good for an event like today. If you wanted to do testing for Highlander and cards like Deadpool aren't on Magic Online, it is a way for you to do that as well. So we have a quick trailer from them as well, and we'll throw to it now. We're so excited to have Gerudo on as our partners. Thanks to the lovely Ted, who you've seen in that ad. Lovely dude. And hey, sign up for your account today. Gerudo is growing quickly. It's high utility and something that we can all use to get together and play the games that we love. Additionally, we'd like to announce a sponsorship that we have gotten from Gatherer's Tavern. So you may know Gatherer's Tavern as the home of these lovely fluffy deck boxes, as well as merch like these awesome Planeswalker keychains. Gatherer's Tavern have recently come on with us, and they're organising things for competitive players in Australia as well. So thanks so much to Gatherer's Tavern, and we look forward to doing more cool things with you guys in the future as well. That's it for the announcements for now. We'll talk more about this later. Thanks for being with us here at the event to end all events, and we'll see you soon.